Hey everybody, what's up? Yeah, you can see I'm outside here in my backyard. And, I talked about this constantly over the past few videos already. You've pretty much seen that. But I thought I'd kind of give my thoughts on the fact of what match scenarios could come out of this. So basically what matchups and feuds and potentially what this all could lead up to is going to come out of the Bully Ray heel turn aces and eights revelation deal. Again, I know a lot of people are not too happy about it. Some, feel as though it was pretty much predictable what was going to happen, and some say, yeah, it was predictable, but it's what the pay-per-view needed because it wasn't doing so well especially towards the triple main events, going towards that, or especially during those as well. I mean, Daniel Parkin pretty much said it was dropping off a little bit until the ending. So, the question is, but basically now we have to look at what TNA has lined up and how long they can keep the belt on Bully Ray. A lot of people are pretty much assuming that we're going to go probably up to Bound for Glory with Bully Ray as the champion, and that would make sense. But then again, it's going to be a year or so since Aces and Eights was formed in TNA, and that'll be around Slammiversary. So you would probably, a little after Slammiversary, so you would probably expect around Slammiversary for it to come to an end. Pretty much, you could expect if something like this happens, for Bully to probably lose that Slammiversary to whoever they choose, and pretty much, I guess, have some kind of aftermath where they kind of say, look, this is why you were never meant to be champion. This is why we never really wanted to push you to that opportunity, give you that opportunity, or give any of these guys this opportunity, because you guys haven't really proven yourselves to be ready for that moment. And this is why you always were meant to be this or that. To me, it all depends on how long they're going to keep going. Like I said, if they end the Slammiversary, then hey, hopefully they end it to the point that maybe, like I say, the aftermath will be them just saying, hey, this is why we never did this for you, or this is why you were meant to be in this, and all that. So we'll just have to wait and see. But if they extend the story arc with Bully, if you will, I pretty much look at it like this. I think the matchups are pretty much a given in some of the areas. Some of the matches, you may be surprised by, and some of them you may not be surprised by. And basically what the final culmination will be in a matchup with Bully. Well, first of all, I think we're pretty much confirmed we're going to get a rematch down the line between Jeff Hardy and Bully Ray when Jeff's 100%, because, in fact, he suffered a concussion last night. I'm pretty sure we're guaranteed that rematch, if you know what I mean. But, as far as the other scenarios go, I mean, obviously you can't take the belt off Bully and give it back to Hardy just like that, so, the obvious other matchups coming up, especially with the fact that you got somebody returning this Thursday on Impact, and that being AJ. I mean, I don't know if Hogan's going to say, hey, I'm going to lift the band on your world title shot and I'm going to give it to you, because I feel you're the only one right now that can do it. I don't know. But, one match, and, again, I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. And it is one match that fans want to see happen, because if they go with the AJ route, at least it would give AJ a reason to say, hey, look, this is why you shouldn't have done what you did, because I'm the only one among guys like James Storm and Bobby Roode and Austin Aries that could get that title and should be champion, and guys like, let's say, Bully Ray shouldn't be, or whatever. But and that's one, like I said, one of the matchups a lot of fans are looking forward to. Another match scenario that fans aren't really fond of happening, but if they do decide to do this, it'll be just because they want to say, hey, at least he won the championship. He was the man. He was the champion in all major organizations that he's been a part of. And what they're afraid of happening is Hulk Hogan and Bully Ray. Hulk Hogan, Bully Ray for the title. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that's gonna, if they keep the belt on Bully, I mean, that's what a lot of fans are afraid of. And if that's the direction they're going, that means they're going to be keeping the belt on Bully until at least Bound for Glory, if they go in that direction. To me, I can't really say yay or nay if they're going to go in that direction or not, because we don't know the answer to what's going to happen. We don't. We don't know how long it's going to be. Again, it's all about, basically, like I said in the last video, and Brad of Brad Rules and Brad Rants has pretty much said this too. It's about drawing power, and Bully Ray is not a name that really draws like, say, Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy draws more than Bully Ray. I mean, like I said, the only thing that I think they're doing, and I said this in part 2 of that video, in that 2-part video, in part 2, I said it's the smart business strategy, because they're basically going the route the WWE did with JBL. And that is, you keep the belt on somebody nobody feels should be champion, doesn't have it to be champion, and basically you keep him as champion, you make him more, and basically put so much heat on him to the point that fans are going to tune in to, like, say, Impact in this case, and want to see exactly what happens. People are going to want to pay to go see Impact Wrestling, TNA Wrestling live to see what happens. People are going to, want to pay, to see Slammiversary maybe, to see what happens. You got this upcoming World Cup thing going on for one night only, for the one night only deals, and the winner of that's supposed to face the champion. So whoever gets it's going to have to, is either going to be someone they're going to just give a one-time shot to, or it's going to be somebody they're going to get behind. But again, like I said, the way I look at it, folks, is there's just many scenarios coming up. One, obviously, is they got to go with AJ Styles, Bully Ray, probably for the title. After that, maybe, even before that, they're going to do Hardy and Bully in a rematch. But like I said, they'll probably have to do AJ, Bully down the line, if they are going to bring AJ back as a face or something. I don't know what they're going to do with him. And then, of course, eventually what a lot of people are afraid of is going to happen, and just might, is Hogan and Ray. And again, like I said, that's just probably to say, hey, at least Hogan was champion in all the organizations he was a part of. And if they go in that route, if they go and decide, hey, we'll have Hogan win the belt, I think what they're going to do is they're going to go the Vince McMahon route with Hogan, and that's have him vacate the title, put it on the line in a tournament or a battle royal, which would exclude members of Aces and Eights or former members of Aces and Eights, just so they can realize, hey, this is what you get for going against us, kind of deal. I'm just thinking that might happen if they decide to go with the Hogan route. But I think the most obvious route, if not Hogan, and if they don't go with AJ, and if they don't, do pretty much what a lot of people would assume would be the dumb move, and give it right back to Hardy. I think what they're going to go with, obviously, is they're going to go with Abyss. Joseph Park. Yeah. I mean, why do you think Joseph Park's suddenly getting all this exposure and all this stuff? It's because they're priming him to face Bully Ray down the line. They're priming him, they're getting him ready to reveal to Bully Ray, oh, by the way, you think I'm really Joseph Park? Guess what? Pull out the mask. Guess who I really am? And, and probably lead into something like a Monsters Ball for the title at Bound for Glory or something. Which I think, obviously, is where they're heading. Now, the two wild card scenarios, if you will, would be Sting and, believe it or not, Jeff Jarrett and maybe Kurt Angle. No, actually, that's 3 wild card scenarios. Actually, you could put Kurt in not a wild card scenario. When I think about it, you could put him actually in one of the matchup scenarios down the line. You can put him probably right between Hardy and Styles, and then probably get to Hogan and all that. So, but in reality, I think the top likely 5 matchups, or at least the likely matchups down the line for Bully Ray, it will be a rematch with Hardy, possibly facing Styles, Angle, and basically you're looking at Sting, you're looking at Hardy getting his rematch, you're looking at Styles, you're looking at Angle getting a match. And believe it or not, I know somebody's not going to be happy when I say this. You're probably looking at Jeff Jarrett getting in that scenario too, who possibly let's put him on the wild card side. Let's put him outside the box. But I would expect, well, basically those are your top 4 right now. Hardy for his rematch, Styles would be next, Angle, Sting is your top 4, and then I think the last one would be Abyss. I mean, if they do put Hogan in there, that's fine, but I think that's your top 5 right there. And the wild cards, of course, I have to kind of look at maybe being Jeff Jarrett and Hulk Hogan. I mean, I'm just saying, and I know Jeff Siegel, the Schleg Daddy, I know he doesn't want to hear that or anything. I know he doesn't want to even hear Jeff Jarrett's name be mentioned in the same sentence as a possible challenger for the World Championship against Bully Ray. But since they haven't yet exposed him to be any part of Aces and Eights, like the higher power or anything, I'd have to go with Jeff Jarrett as a wild card along with Hulk Hogan. So, because you got to think about it, he's the founder. Who would have more of a reason to go after somebody like Bully Ray and Aces and Eights than the founder? I mean, I'm just saying. Just my personal opinion, but I think those are the 2 wild cards. But like I said, the obvious scenario matchups, the obvious matchups right now during the reign, depending on how long they go with it, are Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Sting, and Abyss. Joseph Park. And like I said, that's why I believe the whole Joseph Park thing is happening, because eventually he's going to reveal to Bully Ray, hey, guess what? You know who I really am? Put on the mask, and there you go, possible Monsters Ball for the world title, maybe a Bound for Glory or something. But those are just some of the matchup scenarios I look at, depending on how long Bully Ray will be champion. So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you agree with any of those? Do you have your own thoughts on who you think could be put in those kind of scenarios? Or who do you think will be lined up? Do you think maybe Rob Terry? Who do you think? Just throwing it out there for you guys. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe RVD. Who knows? But let me know what you guys think. Who do you think would be the possible person to dethrone Bully? Tell me if you agree or not with my thoughts and opinions and scenarios. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace out. God bless.